Good evening, traders. This is CloudChartist coming to you live with my weekly Ichimoku chart wrap. Sorry for the short notice. I just got home myself and I only have 13 minutes before the markets open and change the weekly charts, so I'm going to get going. I'm going to start off with looking at crude. This is a bigger picture. Let me zoom in a little bit. So crude on the weekly, we see that last week we put in we were still in a bullish uptrend, and we put in a potential reversal candle with a very long top wick, perhaps you might want to call it a hanging man candle. We hit the Kijun Sen and reversed at that approximately that level. So not looking particularly bullish, but still in an uptrend. We need to get a lower high and a lower low in order to confirm a reversal lower. If we do continue lower, or if we do reverse trend and go lower this week, we will be looking at the Tenkan Sen to offer support below. It's currently at 52.50, but it could open up at a higher level than that. So just keep an eye on the 52.50 level below and the Kijun Sen level to the upside as resistance. I'll go to That's interesting. Bear with me. My screen just went blank. How about ES next? So ES is in a brilliant uptrend, as I've been saying every week. And we see that last week we managed to sell below the weekly Tenkan Sen and put in a very vigorous bounce and put in a nice hammer candle. We did confirm reversal with a lower high and a lower low. So the trend on the fast time frame is down, but very bullish candle with very long bottoming tail. The reason, another reason that we bounced, it would be interesting to go down to the daily time frame and look at that on the weekly, because we see that we did come down and find support at the daily cloud. And then when we bounced, we came up, tested the Tenkan Sen, found resistance there, and then opened up under the Tenkan Sen and put in a very bullish close above the Tenkan Sen. So back to the weekly. Let's look at NASDAQ. All of these major indexes are going to look pretty similar. So the NASDAQ also in a downtrend, but put in a vigorous bounce and back over the Tenkan Sen. We see that the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen are both flat, so that asks for a little bit of sideways action here. As long as we hold 44.0725, it's fully bullish, even though it's in a downtrend at the moment. If we lose that level, we have support down at 42.9850. And below that, we could be attracted to the cloud below. Let's look at the Russell. The Russell is a little weaker. We see that last week's candle put us below the Tenkan Sen and in between the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen, and then we pretty much spanned that range of the Kijun Sen to the Tenkan Sen and closed inside. We're unable to get back over the Tenkan Sen. I've been warning everybody about this thin and little dip and twist in the cloud as potentially attracting price lower. So as long as we hold the Kijun Sen, the bull shouldn't be too worried about it. But we'll see what happens. Looks like sideways from now until we get back over 1240 on the Russell. Let's look at the Dow. Similar to the ES, fully bullish and looking much more bullish than the Russell. And this time we put in a outside candle, and after the last outside candle, so we're and this was an inside candle, so we're technically still in an uptrend on the Dow. So we do have the Tenkan Sen tipping down, so support is a little bit lower this week at 17810. Keep an eye on that. Let's look at gold. Gold was been pretty crazy, but still overall bearish. We did have a slightly bullish divergence, and I wouldn't call it trend reversal. This candle last week looked like potential reversal candle, but we did put in a higher high. A higher low, but we didn't manage to put in a higher high yet on gold. So we'll see if we can get continuation higher or not. That's a pretty significant topping tail on gold last week, and after hitting around the 1200 level, that seems to be magnetic with gold. But we did close over the Tenkan-sen, so even though overall this chart is bearish, there's slightly bullish that we did make it over the Tenkan-sen on a closing basis. Let's look at silver. This is a fully bearish Ichimoku chart, but we did close over the Tenkan-sen again here. The Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen are both confluent at the moment. So if we do go higher, we will run into the cloud eventually. It's slightly bullish that the Chikou over here to the left, oh, I realize I don't even have crosshairs, I apologize. There we go. Because there's a bug that prevents me from being able to have a cursor. Currently, hopefully they'll correct that soon. It's hard to know what's going on unless you're familiar with the terminology. So anyway, the Chikou span, this red line over here to the left that my cursor is going over right now, has made it through the candles, so that's slightly bullish, but it's going to come into the Tenkan-sen and find resistance here. The Tenkan-sen is this light blue line here. So moving along, let's look at some bonds. We've got the 30-year Treasury bond. We have a obvious downtrend, but we did find support at the Kijun-sen and put in a bounce with a hammer candle. So if we do have a trend change to the upside, we'll have to put a higher high in, so we'll have to close over next week's candle over 158.01, but we will find resistance at 159.29, so keep that in mind if you want to get bullish on the 30-year. Look at 10-year. 10-year actually sold off below the cloud on the weekly, this flat cloud on the weekly, and then put in a vigorous bounce, but was unable to close over the Tenkan-sen. So the Tenkan-sen will be acting as resistance at 128.010 on the 10-year, Tenkan-sen 10-year. Overall, this chart is bullish, except for has a bear cross, meaning the pink line, the Kijun-sen, is crossed over the Tenkan-sen, which is a bearish configuration, but also the cloud you can see is thin and pretty flat, so that's calls for some sideways action, along with the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen going flat. Also looks sideways for the 10-year for now. What else? Could look at coffee. Coffee's been in a bear flag configuration lately, and last week was unable to get back over the Tenkan-sen. So if you're short coffee, you can stay short coffee for the time being. Keep an eye on 138.05 as weekly resistance for the of the Tenkan-sen here on coffee. Pardon me. Let's look at the Nikkei. Nikkei is fully bullish with a pullback to the Tenkan-sen that last week that got a bounce higher, and then we came and actually lost the Tenkan-sen, but then put in a pretty bullish bounce over it. So we're still in a fast time frame downtrend with the Nikkei, but this looks like potential reversal, and we could see higher prices, perhaps new highs from here. So I'll be watching the Nikkei and also the yen. Which trades pretty much opposite the Nikkei. Yen's looking bearish, but we did get a close over the Tenkan-sen, so that's a small bullish divergence in the yen. If it does go higher, we do have resistance at the Kijun-sen at 0.08495. Let's look at the euro. Euro continues its trek higher, but potential trend change in that it's put in a long leg doji at a similar level, so potential tweezer tops here. If we do sell, we have support at 109.36. If we do go higher, we have resistance at the flat Kijun-sen up here at 115.39. Be interesting to see how the election results affect the euro. These are the euro futures, so I didn't even look at the spot forex, which is already open. And I've been out all day, so it's a mystery to me. You guys probably have more clues as to what's going on than I do. This is the Aussie. It still continues to remain over the Tenkan-sen. So the Tenkan-sen has gone flat and the Kijun-sen has gone flat, so it's trading in a range between the Tenkan-sen at 7779 to the downside and 8141 to the upside. And getting near the open, so I'm going to wrap it up. If anyone has any other weekly chart requests, you're welcome to hit me up on Twitter. I'll be in and out. And if you're interested in this kind of analysis, or you want to be notified when I go live, which I go live every day. I go over crude in the mornings on multiple time frames, so definitely you should follow me on Ticker TV. And then you'll get notified when I go live. And you should also check out my website at CloudChartist.com. I do run a chat room, and we're in there trading crude live every day. It's really great environment to learn more about Ichimoku charts and have a fun time with some really experienced traders. Anyway, good luck trading this week, and thanks for watching. Catch you later.